Good morning, y'all. It's me, Jessica. I'm gonna do a video. I'm not gonna lie this time and say it's gonna be quick because it may very well not be quick. I have a few things I need to touch on this morning, so I'm gonna get right into it. Christmas party. So the MPA Christmas party is scheduled for December the 10th. I've been telling y'all that the board voted to have the Christmas party this year, but that there may be a few guidelines and a few rules because of the pandemic. We had to cancel our Christmas party last year, so it's been 2 years since we've had one. I think everybody needs a little bit of something to see everybody and to come together a little bit. But because we know how uh, everybody loves a Christmas party, and it's always a very well attended event. We had to put some guidelines in place. So starting today, you will be able to pick up your tickets for the Christmas party. Again, it is Friday, December the 10th. It'll be at the Columns downtown, like we've had it for the last few years or the last few times we've had the Christmas party. Um, the two rules, or a few of the rules that we're going to have when you come to pick up your ticket, if you have proof of vaccination, bring that proof of vaccination. We will make note of that because you will have to show either proof of vaccination or have a negative COVID test result when you come to the Christmas party. And I'll get into the specifics of that here in a minute. But when you come to pick up your ticket, you can go ahead and get your proof out of the way. The office staff here will make note if you do have proof of COVID vaccination at the time that you pick up your ticket. If you do not, the night of the Christmas party, we're going to have a few different lines. We're going to hire extra security because we're going to need security to help us check people in this year. And when you get there, you're going to have to, if you didn't when you came to pick up your ticket, you're going to have to show proof of vaccination or have a negative COVID test within 72 hours of that day, within 72 hours of December the 10th, okay? Your guests will have to do the same thing, either show proof of vaccination or show a negative test result within 72 hours. Now, it can't be a home test. We're going to have to see something that shows that it is your test. We are going to check your ID. This is no different from what we do every year. Every year we check police ID to make sure the people who are entering into our party are police officers, but this year we're going to be a little tighter on our security. When you come and get your Christmas party tickets, you will notice that there is a pre-printed number on your tickets. We will take note of that number by your name so that when you come, we'll verify your either your negative COVID test or your vaccination card. We will also verify your ID. We will verify that the tickets that you picked up are the tickets that you have. Okay, so this is what that's going to cut down. That's going to cut down officers showing up with 10 family members because they got tickets from everybody else. They got tickets from their coworkers who weren't going to the party. We have to be really careful this year with who we allow inside, and we want our members to enjoy this. This is a member benefit. This isn't um, a community event, okay? And because we are in the middle of a pandemic, I take it very seriously. I know some members are going to frown upon, man, I don't have a vaccination card and I don't want to go get a COVID test. My wife shouldn't have to go get a COVID test to get into this Christmas party. Well, I understand how you feel about that. I want you to understand how I feel about it. This week I will be going to yet another funeral for an active member who has passed away. And I want to make sure I do my part. And I have a responsibility here at the MPA to make sure we are responsible in the events that we're having and the procedures and processes we put in place. Now, I'm not going to try to say we're going to have a mask. Everybody's got to wear a mask and you got to social distance because that's ridiculous. This is a Christmas party and I'm not going to be the one to try to run around a party and police people to make sure they're wearing a mask. That's not going to be mandated because it's just too hard to keep up with it. So some people are going to feel more comfortable wearing a mask because it's probably going to be a crowded party. And there is absolutely no way we're going to be able to social distance. according to, you know, CDC guidelines or whatever. So I'm going to do the checking on the front end. I'm going to make sure that the people who come in there have a negative test result or have been fully vaccinated. And that's going to be the checking that we're going to do. And if that just doesn't sit well with you, then we'll see you next year. We're going to keep on having these Christmas parties, and at some point, we're not going to have to take all of these pandemic precautions, and I cannot wait until we get back to that point. But for right now, I'm gonna be responsible. I'm gonna protect our organization and protect our membership as best as I can. And we're gonna have those two guidelines, okay? So we're gonna reiterate this. We're gonna post signs when you come to pick up your tickets. We're going to remind you of what the rules will be, okay? Proof of vaccination or a negative test result within 72 hours. Now, we are also going to arrange for testing here at the MPA the week of the Christmas party, so that, you know, our members can, we can make that available to our members and whoever else needs to come, your guests, to come and get tested. The city of Memphis is also, the Memphis Police Department is also, they're still continuing to do COVID testing, asymptomatic COVID testing at the stations. They're at a different station every day of the week. So that's still available to you. There's also, the city of Memphis is testing family members. They do that at Glenview Community Center. There's a schedule out there. So I want to make members aware of all the different options you have. If you are a person who has chosen to not be vaccinated, that's fine. We ain't trying to get you vaccinated, but we do want you to know that you will have to have a negative test result when you show up at the door. Okay, somebody asked about a home test. It can't be a home test because a home test is not going to have your name on it to say that this is your test, that this is your test result. Okay, we want to do the right thing, folks. This is not a ridiculous request. Like I said, I just want folks to get into this party with us knowing that you don't have COVID, because I can't have a super spreader event at an MPA Christmas party. All right. I hope to see everybody there. And like I said, if this is just a little bit too extreme for you, then we'll see you next year. If this is just, if you feel like we're still being irresponsible by having this Christmas party during the pandemic, then we'll see. Hopefully we'll see you next year as well. All right. But your guests will have to show that same proof, just so you know, and you will have to present your ID. So that's December the 10th. Can't give your tickets away. I already went over that, because we will make note of the numbers that are on your tickets to make sure it matches what we gave you when you came to the MPA. We will provide shuttles this year. This year we have 3 shuttles, so they won't run every few minutes. They're going to run continuously, because, you know, we've been doing this a few years. We've learned that when there was a wait, it was really inconvenient for some people. So we have 3 shuttles that are going to run continuously all night long. So that'll help if you want to park at the parking lot that we use. Southwest allows us to use their parking lot. So that's a big help for us. You don't have to use a shuttle, of course. You can Uber, you can pay to park downtown, but we still wanted to have a free parking option for our members. So we do that. And don't get offended when you get there and they say, let me see your ID. A lot of these guys, all of these guys that we hire for security, none of them work for MPD, so they don't know you. Don't be offended. I'm pretty sure when I first show up for the night, I'm going to have to present my ID as well. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I want them to do it, because this is how we're going to ensure we all have a good, safe time. Okay? That's the Christmas party. I hope to see y'all there, because like I said, I wasn't feeling real warm and fuzzy about the board approving to have the Christmas party. I just wasn't. I understand where we are and what we're going through with this pandemic. And like I said, you know, we've lost a lot of members. We just lost a member last week, unfortunately. And I'm going to try to do my part in making sure I keep people as safe as possible for an MPA event. We'll also have designated drivers there that night for anybody who comes and has a little bit too much fun. If you need a ride, we'll make sure you get home safely. We're going to take you home. We will not take you to another party. We're going to take you home. And there's also somebody who will make sure your car gets to your house as well. So we're going to make sure we have a good, safe time. Nobody is going to be, left out there without a ride home. Okay, we got you. We got you. That's the Christmas party. We've had some promotions since the last video I did. So if you have been recently promoted, congratulations to you. There are more promotions to come. I know people were a little bit worried about, is this new chief going to keep with the promotions? Yeah, I told y'all she was. There will be a promotional ceremony in January. There were a whole lot of scheduling issues as far as why people have been calling saying we're not having a promotional ceremony. You're going to have one, and the military makeup people who have been promoted will also be included in that one. I think rather than wait to do the promotions until January, they wanted people to go ahead and get promoted. And I think if you were just promoted, you can appreciate that sentiment, because I think the other option was to just wait. So I'm glad they went ahead and promoted. We can have a promotional ceremony later, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So congratulations to you again. Like I said, I always say it, I don't care how long you've been waiting to get promoted. When it happens, it still feels good. It's still something that you have earned and deserved. And the amount of people that are going to get promoted off of this list is amazing. If you took this last promotional test, this sergeant's test, your odds were very good. So congratulations to you. All right, bids are going on right now for the sergeants who were recently promoted. So we're in the middle of that bid process. Because we've had promotions, there are a few vacancies on the MPA board. We will be doing a straw poll here soon. So we'll probably be sending you an MPA email, because there are a few workstations that are going to have 4 positions available. We know that North Main Station is going to have a position available. Mount Moriah Station, CJC position is going to have a spot available, and maybe one more. I have to do some checking. Price was promoted, so the OCU position is not called OCU because it covers some other units as well, but it was mostly OCU. That spot is going to be available. So look out for the dates, and if you are interested, all you have to do is call up here and say, hey, I'm interested in the Mount Moriah board position, or I'm interested in the CJC board position. We call it CJC, but it's 170 now. So it's investigative services. So that's all you have to do. We'll put the dates out that you have to do that. You don't have to come and get a petition and get it signed and everything, because this isn't the general election. This is a straw poll, okay? Choir practice. So our choir practice events have been going pretty good. We're going to have the third one this week on Wednesday, the 17th. We're hitting a different part of town, and a different section is off, which is what our intention was the whole time. This one is going to be at East Coast Wings. It's off of 64, but the actual street is called Kate Hyde. I've never been to East Coast Wings, but I've heard really good things about it. This is a place where they support police and fire big time. They really asked us to come out there. And so we're going to oblige, and we're going to come out. It's from 6 until 8 on Wednesday, November the 17th. We hope to see y'all there. These have been some pretty good events. We've had a few different crowds at, first one was at Lafayette. The last one was at Neal's. But we're going to schedule a couple more of these to try to get all sections. Somebody called and said, well, what about the fixed shift people who are off on the weekends? And the tough thing about doing it on the weekends is that businesses, they're still a business. And weekends are the busy time, but we're going to try to see if we can find a restaurant or a place that can accommodate that request. And we'll let you guys know. But hope to see y'all on Wednesday out at East Coast Wings off of 64. And if you're at work and you can get by there, come by, and we'll make sure you get some lunch. Especially your Appleton Farms guys will be out in your area. I may even call the station that evening to let the supervisors know, hey, let those guys, if they get free, if they can come by and get something to eat, come by and get something to eat. We are currently doing a Facebook fundraiser for Lieutenant Michael Hill. Lieutenant Michael Hill passed away last week. His funeral arrangements have been put out, and it is a line of duty death due to an illness he suffered. And we are doing a Facebook fundraiser just as we have with the other officers who we have unfortunately lost this year in the line of duty. I say this year because our Facebook fundraisers are new. We just started doing them this year. They're the best fundraiser that we found, where every dollar that is donated is what we get. There aren't a whole lot of fees associated. There aren't any fees associated like there is with like GoFundMe. So we want to make sure that these families that our members leave behind are taken care of as best we can anyway. And whatever somebody contributes, excuse me, whatever someone contributes is what that family gets. So right now we have one for Lieutenant Hill. If you're not on, can't say if you're not on Facebook because this video is on Facebook, but if you know someone who wants to make a contribution, they can call up here. Or they can bring a donation by here. They can call up here. Randy will let them know how they can do that. Okay, keep the Hill family. He has 3 children. He also has other family members, a sister. Keep that family in your prayers. Keep that station in your prayers. Airway Station. He was lieutenant on the Alpha ship. So it's just been rough, y'all. It's been rough. And we're doing everything that we can. So since we're talking about line of duty deaths, sometimes we get questions from people saying, how come the department's response was this? Or how come the department isn't doing this like we might have done for someone else? And how come the MPA doesn't treat all of these the same? Well, I took a little bit of offense to some of those comments because, from what I gather, some people may insinuate, we view certain members differently from others, and that's not the case. I don't care what your rank is. Every member of the MPA pays the same amount of dues. Nobody pays any more than anybody else. So I treat my members the same. The thing that we have to take into consideration is the wishes of the family. Okay, that always comes first. And a lot of times, well, most times, it's not public knowledge of what is going on behind the scenes. And unfortunately, there's always something going on behind the scenes. Every situation is just a little bit different. And that's another reason why I'm always, just like I am right now, about telling our members to update beneficiary information and documenting, who you want to get what if something happens to you. It's very important. It is very important. So when people say, well, how come the MPA not doing this? How come the MPA is not doing that? Well, maybe the family didn't want that. And whatever that family wants is what we're going to do, okay? If a family doesn't want us to say how their family member passed away, we're not going to say it. You're not going to hear me saying it. If a family doesn't want the ceremonial line of duty funeral procedures done, then the department is not going to do it, okay? They're going to respect the wishes of that family. So let's keep that in mind, okay? It's not always a reason why we're not letting things slip through the cracks here. I want to make sure if there is family members left behind that we do what we can, to make sure those family members get what is due to them, and that we help as much as we can. Okay, so Lieutenant Hill left behind 3 children, 1 adult daughter, and a set of twins that are 13 years old. And Randy's already added those kids to our Christmas list. Our kids that we look after every year and we send something to. And we're going to keep this Facebook fundraiser open and try to get some funds raised for these kids, okay? So that's what we're doing. And just to give you an update on Facebook fundraisers, we were able to raise $21,000 for Daryl Adams' family, and we were able to raise $27,000 for Alex Schindler's family. I spoke with both of the wives just in the last few days, and I'm going to make sure I deliver those checks to them, and like I said, that's all we can do. That's all we can do. I've been in contact with Cherish Adams. I'm going to actually see her today because I'm going to hand deliver her check to her. Thank you to the officers who stepped up and was willing to, put some lighting around her house. She's going through something that we are blessed and fortunate that we haven't had to go through ourselves. And now she's, in her home alone, and she didn't feel so safe. So thank you to the officers who volunteered to help her with that, to help her with an alarm system at her house. And we're going to keep checking in on these families. And if there is something like that that we can do, we'll definitely put it out to the membership, because there is an officer on this job who can do just about everything. We are a very talented bunch of folks. I appreciate y'all, because sometimes I'm like, who knew? Who knew you could do such and such? But we got some very talented and skilled officers on this department who always volunteer and they step up. And I appreciate y'all. That's how we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be able to take care of one another, even in the officer's absence. So I appreciate you. All right. Right after Scotty Triplett passed away, there was Glock contacted the department and they donated a handgun, and we're doing a raffle right now. So if you are interested in purchasing a ticket for this gun raffle, you can call up here. Randy said you could do PayPal or Venmo, or you can just come by the office. She could do it over the phone too if you need to. But it's $10 a ticket, or 5 tickets for $40. We're going to have the drawing on December the 3rd at 3 o'clock. So you will be able to purchase a ticket all the way up until that time. All of the proceeds will go to Triplett's family. And Fran will do the drawing on December 3rd at 3 o'clock. Glock has a list of guns that you will be able to choose from if you win the raffle, but that's going on right now. As some of you know, every year we do Hearts of Giving, where in the past we would go out and collect toy donations. We would go out and buy toys. We would get names from officers of kids. One year we did children who were left behind by victims of homicide. Every year we did something different. But Hearts of Giving, we would get toys together, caravan, dress up as Santa Claus, go deliver toys. Okay. Last year we couldn't do that because, first of all, we just didn't feel like it was right to ask people to donate toys and do toy collections and toy drives and stuff like that, because everybody was going through a little bit of something last year. So last year we decided to help officers. We had nominations from other officers who may have been aware of a situation where their partner was going through something financially and could use a Christmas blessing. And that felt so good to do that last year. We're going to do it again this year. There are, a lot of times we don't know it. And, some of us sit so high that we often wonder, well, why is such and such having financial hardships? We don't know what people are going through. You have officers who are taking care of extended family members. You have officers who are responsible for their adult children or their parents who are elderly. Everybody's going through something, okay? And if your something is not financial, then consider yourself lucky, because there are a lot of officers who have to work day and night, who are working 2 and 3 secondary jobs to make ends meet. So we are going to be asking for those recommendations again, so that, we can do our part to make sure our members, it's good for us to go out there and do stuff in the community. And it is. That stuff is still worth doing. That is stuff that is still a part of our focus and a part of what the Charitable Foundation is doing. But one of the main reasons we got this Charitable Foundation going is so that we could help officers when they're in need. So if you are aware of a situation where an officer could use a boost this holiday season, let us know. And we're not going to advertise their business. Y'all know I don't put your business in the street. But we will step up and make sure that officer gets what they need. Okay, that's what we're gonna do this year for Hearts of Giving. Last couple things, the MPA people have been calling about the MPA pendants, the little badge pendants. We don't have gold, we have silver. Randy has several left. They're $120. We are also selling the Pandora style charms. They have a blue line through them. They're very nice. I don't have one right here to show you, but they're $65, and we have those for sale. People always ask about when it's holiday time, they're thinking of gifts. We have those items for sale if anyone wants to purchase them. But I think that's all the information I have. This is a 26-minute video so far. I knew I had a lot of stuff to talk about, but we're coming up on the holidays. Holidays are a really, really tough time for a whole lot of us, including me. Christmas isn't my favorite. And so during these times, let's look after each other. Let's attend the little luncheons at the precinct, and when your workstation is eating together and gathering. Those things, they make me feel a little bit better sometimes. We're having our own little office party up here where we're going to exchange gifts and stuff like that. Understand that everybody isn't always in the holiday spirit. And usually when they're not, it's for a reason. It's for, someone who's not here with us anymore. Or, I don't know, but it's a tough time. We usually see an increase in deaths around this time of year of our retirees. We usually see, suicides. If there is anything anybody needs that I can help with and I can point you in the right direction, please do not hesitate to reach out. The wellness app is still available. Concern is still available. Like I said, I'm not a doctor or a therapist or anything like that, but I will damn sure make sure you get whatever assistance it is you need, if that is what you need, or if you need to unload on me. Sometimes people will call and say, Elska, I'm sorry, I just needed to vent. That's okay. That's okay, because I'm just going to sit there and listen to you. And, we have to be that for each other. We have to recognize in our partners and in our co-workers when something just isn't right about such and such. And it's okay for you to say something to somebody because you may be saving their life. We've been talking with the command staff about establishing a wellness unit because a lot of times the MPA has been filling that role. When somebody's going through something, we are the ones to pick up the phone. If an officer is in need of a debriefing, we're the ones who will say, hey, this guy needs to talk to somebody. So we don't mind being that, but the department has been talking about establishing a wellness unit so that officers can be fully confident in confidentiality and still being able to get whatever help they need. So until then, y'all still call us with it. I have officers in my office all the time. We close that door and we'll both be up in here boohoo crying. And that's okay. That's okay. I'll talk with you. I'll cry with you. I will pray with you. If that's what you need, if that's what you want. So it's the holiday season. Like I said, I'm gonna do my best and make a conscious effort and with some intentionality to have a good season, good holiday season. Christmas time is hard for me, and I can admit that. I'll be the first to admit that. So y'all do the same. Y'all keep looking after each other. Y'all, like I said, if you know somebody who works over at Airway Station or anybody who may have been close to Lieutenant Hill, y'all keep them in your prayers. Y'all check on them. See if there's anything they need. If anybody out there is close to that family or any of the families, and y'all are aware of a need that we may not be aware of, if I can help, let me know. Sometimes it just takes a phone call, and I'm results oriented. I want to make sure I can do what I can to help folks. So I will see y'all on the next video. I'm pretty sure I will be doing one here soon because we got the straw polls and we got the Christmas party stuff coming up. Let that information about the, vaccination proof or the negative COVID test, let that marinate a little bit. It's not the end of the world. I know, folks are going to have comments about that, but it's okay. It's okay. If it's too much for you this year, I'll see you next year. Okay. And if you feel like those two things are not enough, then I'll see you next year too. I still want to be able to provide this Christmas party that our members really look forward to it. I still want to be able to provide that, but I want us to do it as safely as possible. And I think that this is the best thing. I think this is the best way. So this is how we're going to do it. This is how our board has decided to do it, and we're going to roll with it. All right. If you want to volunteer to do straw polls when they come up, we have people who work our polls for us. So you want to volunteer to do that. If you want to volunteer to be a driver for the Christmas party, let us know. And until the next video, probably won't be before Thanksgiving. Y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. Now, I do like Thanksgiving. That's my favorite. Y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your families if you can, if you're able to. And if you're not and you have to work, you be careful while you're at work. And if there's anything that we can help you with up here at the MPA, let us know. I'll see y'all on the next one. Take care. Bye.